There's the Nomad. Mission briefing. But believe it or not, this is a bit of a different mission briefing. We will not be on the Nomad. We're actually going to be on the Missouri. Yep.
Haven is headed southward through the Pacific at a speed of 33 knots. The Missouri is falling behind at a rate.
Look, the Mark II is a little projector. That's how he watches his anime.
Can't this thing go any faster?
Look at Meryl.
This is as fast as she'll go. Liquid's
Just
target
chilling.
is JD,
So we
a
get
US
this,
military satellite
but you can see the
designed
Mark
for
II
orbital
is completely static. Oh, mailings, you can't reach it. Also, yeah, for some reason, her pointer, they had time to like 3D print a little Missouri and Arsenal gear on the other side. How did they do that? What? Oh, there's Johnny. He looks like Captain Commando. Let's just watch it full screen because, again, there's not much you can do with the Mark II here. Or the Mark III, rather. Oh, she dropped it.
15 hours, 6 minutes, and 12 seconds.
Right.
And he's looking at her butt.
15 hours, it's going to be over the Bering Sea. 494 nautical miles from the Bering Strait. Haven knows it too. They'll be holding position in that area.
So we need to get our bearings straight, much like LA Beast. Got it. We're gonna eat the whole Arsenal gear. That's how we're gonna stop it.
Approximately 300 meters. The target is a moving satellite.
So I did see, Corin, you mentioned that your problem with the we don't need Rex, we just need the railgun. I was waiting to respond to it until this point. It is a concept that does kind of, yeah, it muddies the waters because the whole point of the Metal Gear is it can fire a nuke from any terrain, to which people go, why not just use a submarine? And here they're just using a submarine. Yeah, you're right, but you're forgetting this isn't just a submarine. This is a prototype Arsenal Gear, which also means it is a Metal Gear. Checkmate, atheists. But no, actually, yeah, no, it is kind of, it's kind of silly. It's very silly.
From the looks of it,
Don't think about it too much. They clearly didn't think about it too much.
You'll need to open the cover to launch the nuke. That's our one and only chance to get inside.
And see, I guess that's the weakness,
Why can't we
is
attack
that
it from here?
they need to open it up in this weird way, so it's vulnerable to attack. But yeah, it's silly. It's silly. But you know, we need our Star Wars moment. We need our little ventilation shaft on the Death Star.
Yes, Dr. Emmerich is right. That's why we need to destroy GW from the inside before attacking Haven itself.
Liquid's very own Death Star.
Yep. See, do you get it? Do you get? Look.
All right, everybody.
That's why I said that, because I knew he was going to say that. Did you know the idea that Star Wars does exist in Metal Gear, even though Darth Vader wasn't here?
The Missouri will see it.
The fact that Star Wars exists in Metal Gear complicates a lot of things. The fact that Snake has seen Star Wars and is familiar with it also complicates things, because it's like, are you not going to, you know, like, because there's parallels between the, look, he's looking at her butt.
So they won't be able to see the Missouri until
Don't
the surface.
do that. Don't, that's just sexual harassment. That's not funny, Johnny. Come on.
At the exact moment Haven's
But you know, like, did Snake
they'll then penetrate GW's physical
get the
server
surprise
and
reveal
infect
that the
core
big
blood.
bad guy, Big Boss, was his father before or after watching the
What if they
Star
shut down
Wars?
GW before we get in there?
Liquid is already entrenched within the Patriots network. He needs to stay there, or destroying JD won't serve him any purpose. They can't afford to have GW shut down.
And let's not forget, Liquid will throw everything he's got at stopping the strike team.
Exactly. The corridor leading to GW is defended by directed energy weapons that emit certain types
Why?
of microwaves.
Why is it,
Did you
though?
say microwaves?
That's right. And at that frequency, the waves will start to evaporate any living person within range.
But why?
A giant microwave oven. You'd have to have a death wish to go in there. Sounds like the perfect job for me.
Snake, this isn't the time for your stupid jokes.
Outside the corridor.
Yeah, come on, Snake. Using humor to cope with your depression. I mean, it works for a while, but you gotta just
Where are you getting
come
all this
on.
information?
You got plenty
really
of
think
friends
there's a
here.
way to
Maybe you just
destroy
need to
GW?
pick up some hobbies
Yes,
in your
I
old
do.
age. You like model trains?
She left us something that'll point us in the right direction.
Which Star Trek episode is the microwave hallway from? Oh,
Naomi
God.
helped with the preparations to stop Haven's launch.
That's not funny because it's probably true.
All of our internal data on Haven came from her.
Look at these goobers, by the way. They're like
Nomad with us in the first place
they're U.S. guys, but I don't.
was to get close
They're not
to
quite Raven Sword. They got pretty similar gear, though.
But she ended up turning to Sunny instead.
What do you mean?
She left her plan in Sunny's hands.
This entire operation is based on the data she left us.
Oh, so Naomi is
Whose
helping
side
us.
is she on, anyway?
Maybe she should have just been here to help us. I don't know.
We'll never know exactly what her true intentions were. But one thing's for sure. She was determined to stop Liquid.
I do like Otacon taking the glasses on and off while, you know, while there are Naomi mentions. Again, there's a lot of
Come
good
on, guys.
direction
Something-
choices with
something
the body language and the characters
Anything.
and stuff, which, like I said, really started with Twin Snakes. Didn't get that many little wow, the frame rate has now shot
A
up.
wise man once wrote, "The tongues of dying men enforce attention like deep harmony."
Like, again, I'm capturing in 30,
They are
but
seldom
pretty sure she's actually moving in 60 here. Now that we've gotten rid of the weird light source. Buttery smooth.
Any other questions?
Oh, God,
Yes,
this
Snake?
fucking stupid moment. He's such a dweeb.
Anybody got a smoke?
Yeah, like... I know no one's having it, but... if I was in this room again, I'd give him a little pat on the back. Be like, you goofer. You goofy goober. He's trying. I like that Snake is still very charismatic and funny. And trying to, like, you know, lighten the mood with his little quips and jokes.
Sonny wrote it.
Actually, only about a third of it is her work. Naomi was working on a program to destroy GW, but she couldn't quite finish it, so she handed it over to Sunny. Sunny went fishing in my library to see if there was any
Oh,
source
that's
code
dangerous.
used
Don't
to
go
do
fishing in
GW.
Otacon's libraries. Ooh,
Eventually, she found some.
do not
It
watch
was
an anime
Emma's
called
worm
Boku.
cluster.
Oh, Jesus. Look at that cool little lighter.
She took my sister's code and worked it into Naomi's program.
Whoa.
I didn't have time to look over every single line of code. But what I did see reminded me of Emma. It was like she left traces of herself behind in the structure.
Oh, I think this is the Emma theme playing
This
here,
worm
too.
cluster that
So
Sunny
yeah, this is meant to be kind
is
of
even
reminiscent
better
of
than
that.
Emma's.
Yeah, look, now he's got Emma in his glasses. How are you doing that,
Sunny's
Otacon?
worm destroys the AI's intellect by triggering apoptosis in the cells.
Yeah, Pop-Tart in the
Once
shells.
uploaded into GW, it should do some real damage.
So we got a bunch of nerds together to make a super virus
Snake,
that'll destroy the Patriots
about
for good this
quitting?
time.
Why? It's not like I've got my health to worry about.
Nanomachine sound. Nanomachines. Again, he's not... It's nanomachines. Why does he have to be old? Because every time he's affected, it's nanomachines. It's weird. Again, a better editor would have just been like, come on. Pick one. Pick one. It's confusing to the like, I get it, but, you know. Oh yeah, here, speaking of a better editor.
So,
Everything's all blurry.
dead set on going to Haven yourself.
Here's a little reference to the originally...
Why don't we get somebody else to go?
Not
There's
this part.
no need for you to do it.
Snake is going to say something
I
here.
still have things left to do.
That's a reference to the original ending to the game, which would have been terrible. And everyone basically was like... Everyone on the team was like, Mr. Director, that ending would be awful. Don't fucking do that. And so,
Otacon,
this line right here.
why don't you jump off the ship with me?
I don't think so. I've still got things to
Basically,
do
why
myself.
don't we, you know, just no longer be
I
alive
don't
to
even
atone for our
smoke.
sins was the original ending of the game, and everyone was like, Mr. Director, that's a terrible ending. Don't fucking do that. And they were right. They were right to say that. And anyone that tells you that Otacon and Snake giving their lives and turning themselves in to pay for their alleged crimes and atone for their sins, no. That would have been a really bad ending. I just gotta say it. I gotta say it. Anyway, let's press start. Yes, all of these nerds who made the super virus, none of whom were software engineers or computer scientists. Emma at least was. Emma did do computer science. She wrote like programs and stuff. But yeah, Otacon was like a robotics engineer. Naomi was a geneticist. Sunny, I guess, is just a more generalized nerd, so she probably could have like picked it up. But yeah, like most of them not used to writing programs in that way, but whatever, I guess. It's fine. Science is science. Why explain it? Hey, speaking of Mr. Director, this character, not him, the one closer to the screen,
No problems to report.
was mocapped by Mr. Director.
Get the strike team ready for immediate launch.
A little bit of trivia.
How long until it surfaces?
It's a cute little scene, too.
Right on schedule.
I think he just wanted to get in the mocap suit, which I don't blame him. I would also want to get in a mocap suit and do some stuff. This guy, yeah.
Captain,
Yes?
this is my first real engagement.
I see. Your point?
At first, getting assigned to this ship was a big letdown for me. But the inaction was kind of a relief, too. Captain,
It's funny, though, because he doesn't have very strong body language. You can
I'm
tell
scared.
he's not an actor.
It's okay.
But it works because it makes this actually really believable and really human. You know, like, I actually do like this moment. See, I don't always have bad things to say about the direction and the director.
Nobody is going to die on my watch. This ship is
I
about
only
to
call
fly
it bad
in
when
one
it's
piece.
bad. But
That,
this
I promise.
is a good little scene.
Right.
Again, it adds a little human element, and I think the action by someone who's very clearly not used to acting in a mocap suit, I think it works. You know, there's a lot of characters that have very strong body language, are clearly performed by actors. But that guy, he's a... Oh, we got this song from Twin Snakes also. You'll notice it right here. It's the title theme from Twin Snakes. It's also in MGS1, but this sounds so much like the Twin Snakes version. I didn't say it was an inhuman movement. I said it was a very human moment. And that it looks like it was by someone who's not it looks like a regular guy. I complimented it. I complimented it.
How is he?
Look, by the way, Raiden, he's fine. We just fished him out of the ocean. He's okay. He's a little
System to protect
scuffed up, but
everybody.
well, we'll just give him a little spit shine.
They say SOP's after effects are so bad that a lot of soldiers are deserting.
The only people I have left to rely on are Meryl.
Look at these two dweebs. Look, why is he doing that?
Known quantity, isn't he?
I don't know. Again, a lot of people don't like them, but I think it's cute. Again, one of the few human
Fancy meeting you
moments of... Anyway, Drebin's here? And yeah, if you caught that, he gave Johnny an anti-material rifle. Why not?
Including that catapult you're gonna be riding.
This is weird. This is a weird reference that doesn't make any sense. Okay. These things almost do break my immersion and suspension of disbelief, because they are a reference to something from Metal Gear Online 2 that we saw in the trailer for Metal Gear Online 2. And it's a goofy thing that has no basis in reality, and the way they're about to use it looks silly as shit.
Just for you. Drebin, do you even have the slightest idea what's going on?
I don't know what's going on with them, but whatever. I'll not dwell on it.
I do.
Because Drebin's here and he's cool. He's giving people anti-material rifles and look! And then he does this! What a fucking... What, like, I'm sorry, do you know? Do you know that Snake does that sometimes? Why do you know that pose?
The world's like this soda here.
How is the world like the soda? What is this a metaphor for? What are you talking about? You've got so much, like, charisma and you got your drip and your, you know... You're aura farming every second. You're even taking my poses. But what are you talking about? The world is filled with soda carbonation. What?
If you need anything, just say the word.
Okay.
I'm setting up shop here for a spell.
That's fine. Whatever. He's still magical, by the way, too. Oh, look at the lighting on Snake's face. That's actually really nice looking.
Enjoy it. Could be your last.
So that trick is usually done with, like, you know, a little hidden thing that you hide from the camera. But you saw both sides of his hand. So he's just a magic man. Alright, fine. You can give the monkey your cigarette just this once. Look how funny he looks holding a soda! Kitted out Snake holding a soda is so funny looking. I have you.
Hey, here.
I love this too. This is so... Whoa, ooh.
Thanks.
Oh, thanks. Oh, jeez. Did he drink from it? Oh, I get to indirectly kiss Snake. Oh, what he doesn't know, though, is the monkey. The monkey drank from it.
You're over there. There.
These fucking dweebs. It's so funny because it's like at this point in the game, after how cool Shadow Moses was. By the way, Campbell's here on my codec again. It's like they kind of gave up on the sadness tone after a while. They're like, you know what? Yeah, maybe it is better when it's silly as shit. Irving, we haven't heard that name for Gecko since Chapter 1.
According to Naomi's data, Haven is crewed by a battalion of enhanced soldiers, each called from the best the PMCs have to offer. If Liquid succeeds in destroying JD and gaining control of the Patriots system...
We explained this, right? That's his plan. We did explain this, actually, before they even started. Before we were even in Shadow Moses. They explained it. Right, because Shadow Moses was us just failing at stopping him from,
Prepare to fire, main gun.
Oh, that line. If you've played MGO2, you've heard that one a lot. You know, if you've played a game that hasn't been playable in, like, 13 years. Anyway. Yeah, we just kind of failed our objective of the last mission. So none of this is actually, like, a revelation. We just gotta... Aside from the fact that this thing exists. So, I imagine that Haven is made out of some super strong space alloys that are virtually indestructible. The Missouri, though, is just the Missouri.
This is our last chance to stop Liquid from enslaving the planet.
So, what's about to happen here? The Missouri should be sunk. But again, suspension of disbelief. It's fine. It's nowhere near as egregious as these weird catapults.
Remember, no matter what happens, I'll be with you till the very end.
Oh.
You are my pride and joy.
Oh. Again, I just feel bad for Campbell, man. He's definitely a fuck up, but it's like, I don't know. It's like he immediately knew how much of a... I don't know, he tries. He tries. Maybe Paul Eiding's performance is just too endearing. But, I don't know. So that's a nice little moment. And look, they're opening it up! There's the railgun! Again, all shiny and cleaned up.
Railgun is exposed.
There it is. A naked nuke.
Just a running gag of Gecko and Dwarf Gecko having a new name every other time they're brought up. Yeah, you know, I mean, that's pretty similar to real military equipment, though. We're not.
Then the onus is ours to bear.
Who's anus? No, really, we're not. You guys talk about sins a lot, but I don't think you know what they actually are. Look at all these little missile pods.
Moving to intercept.
Maintain full speed.
So, I brought the thing up about, you know, alright, so Haven here.
For the human race.
It's probably made out of super strong materials.
From using that railgun. Then annihilate GW.
But the Missouri, not so much. They're getting awful close to each other here. That is too many missiles. That's way too many missiles.
Fire!
But hey, it's action-packed and cool. Hell yeah! Explosions! This stream is sponsored by War Thunder. It's not. It's not. That was a joke for legal reasons.
Target hit. Light damage.
The enemy is returning fire.
Ah, the music. It's getting all serious. And here we go. Right here, the Missouri would be done. It would be in a second.
Impact. Brace yourselves.
No. If two regular boats do this, they're both fucked. Let alone an old-ass regular boat and, like, the super space submarine that can turn into Mount Rushmore of snakes. No. No. It's fine. Action movie logic, it's fine. Again, these catapults... You know what would make these catapults make more sense to me is if they just had a little parachute. Because, like, yeah, what? Like... And then what? Look, and then what? At least if you just had a little parachute, it would have been like... Oh, no! It would be like, okay, that's how they're supposed to, you know... Silly, yes, but it would have at least been like, well, instead of like, oh, look, new logo, Outer Haven. Instead of like 1,000,000 miles per hour, you're only like, you know, crashing into the wall at like 100,000 miles per hour, you know? Anyway, let's press start. Like, look at that. What was the that robot? Ah, whatever. It's fine. Oh no! Liquid accidentally leaked the technical specs for Ray on the War Thunder forums in a heated argument about game balance. That's pretty good. That's pretty funny. That basically is, you know, the explanation for, oh my god, the frame rate is so good here. For the Metal Gear Rising. So, this area is actually really interesting. For one, yeah, the frame rate's good as shit. For two, the color grading... We actually have normal colors instead of being bathed in, like, one singular color, which then, in and of itself, gives this area its own unique palette.
Makes you feel alive, doesn't
Ah, Snake, you're so funny.
He fell into the ocean.
Oh no.
Snake, I'll catch up soon. You go ahead.
And hey, look at this. Look, it's a callback to the first time it happened. Look, and then there's that. It's cute. I like this part. I wish this part was a little longer. I wish there was more, and I wish the one little gameplay wrinkle that they have here wasn't here. Because in addition to just generally looking cool, the layout of this place is a big Metal Gear Solid 2 reference. And yeah, little transition back into gameplay. Oh, by the way, look, everything's half off. So if you go to the Drebin shop, and I'm playing on Sunday, so I get big discounts. I get big discounts. If I want to buy anything, now's the time to buy it. Sure. Let's buy all this ammo. Just max out on it. Why not? Right. So the layout of this zone is several references to Metal Gear Solid 2. That's enough. Get our camouflage. Get our hot face. The problem with that, however, or I guess the problem with this area, is that you are constantly in a caution phase. So what ends up happening is you can't really... We'll get the stealth out just to mess around. Oh, right, we can't use it with this face. Well, never mind. I'll just try to be a little cautious. So yeah, we're always in a caution phase. That means that we can't really mess around too much. It's interesting because they're going to be looking for us, but the way caution works means that they sort of know where we are. So you don't get as much leeway to dink around. Holy crap, that's a whole lot of women. But yeah, the color palette and everything, it's very Metal Gear Solid 2. Like Tanker. The layout is very Metal Gear Solid 2 Tanker. Check this out. Remember this in the holds of MGS2? When Scott Dolph was giving his speech? We've got this exact same scenario now, complete with the open grate that people can see us through, so we got to be a little careful. For some reason, there's an RPG-7 down here. But yeah, not only is this Haven a replica, or a prototype, rather, of Arsenal gear, it's also sort of replicating the Tanker in a lot of ways, which is cool, and really, yeah, it just makes me wish that we weren't locked at 99% caution. Again, it makes things tense, sure, but you don't really get to enjoy as much all of these. Like, look at all these paths. There's a lot of hallways. There's a lot of, like, just genuinely really tight, very classic Metal Gear Solid level design. It's just a little... Yeah, see? Little easy to get spotted in ways that you can't even really tell. Might have been her up there. I don't know. This is very similar, again, to the first area you land in MGS2. We could go up here. We'd hold up a man. Get his dog tag. It's also pretty hard to shake off an alert. So, I'm not really sure where to hide. Again, it's tense, but it's just like a little too tense. I would have liked one after Act 4 was so... Oh. After Act 4 was so unique in a lot of ways. Go to sleep. Would have been neat to have just like one little regular... Oh, that's where you were firing from. Area. Again, it's very hard to shake an alert here, so it's just a little too gimmicky. It's like they nailed it with the level design aesthetically and like the actual layout. You know, but like that alert, that's not really going to go down. So one of the things we can use here, which was, again, I showed it off once, but one of the DLC camos is Haven camo. And it brings us up to 99% camo as long as we're standing still. As its name implies, it's actually very useful here. But yeah, it's like, well, you get seen once and like, you know, not going to mean, whoa, much of anything. So, can I just kind of... Sometimes you can hide under this. It's just weird. Like, it's not bugged, but it feels bugged. Like, doesn't this feel bugged? Doesn't this feel a little, like, off? Like, should that alert not be going down? Oh, look. There's Gecko here. Well, we can't quite fire the railgun, but I'm pretty sure we could... Pretty sure we can just... There we go. How about you? There we go. Unfortunately, it doesn't do much for us. Because of the alerts. I think sometimes you can hide in here, but yeah, even then it doesn't go down, so it's like, it's just weird. They realized, though, that the balancing is a little odd, because you can see there's just a bunch of rations, there's a bunch of healing items. They expect you to bungle it a little bit. And see, yeah, like I said, they can hit you from here. Snake, do you want to back it up a little bit? Can we back it up just a little bit? Odd, because the rest of the game, a scenario like this, you would be fine just hiding here, but no. The only thing close to this in a future game is that forced base invasion. Maybe. Stay tuned for when I play through that. That shouldn't be too far off from now. The rate I'm going. Alright. Let's get out of here. Let's change our items around a little bit. We're not really going to need the Mark III for anything. We'll get the bandana, though. Oh, right. That thing... It's good, but not as good as Chaff G. Oh. Immediately with that. Okay. So yeah, that's going to make them go all topsy-turvy. Whoops! Still wants to give us the little bit of a kick. All right. Well, here's the objective. Again, look. Oh.
Come in, Snake. What happened? Snake? Snake!
So check it out. We've landed on Haven for the first time. And the war economy's in a slump. Let's use the stealth. Let's just use the... yeah, that's fine. Oh, we got the solar gun out. I guess that's fine. Okay. Yeah, he's probably still around. That's fine, because you know what? That's about how it goes typically your first time. There's a difficulty jump here. If you couldn't tell. But again, we've got the stealth camo. We got it from whoops. From getting all those extra endings in MGS1. And you know, it's fine though because like I said, what? I was going to say how it feels a little bit like the area is bugged. Yeah. So that does a lot of damage. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me shut up and we'll talk about this once I get past this door. Because it does kind of feel like the area is bugged. It is an intentional difficulty jump. That said, I'm not really sure what spotted me there or how, considering I was, you know, stealthed and camoed up. I had 2 layers. I was dual layered protection. Not really sure. Let's just get through this. How about? And then I'll show the thing that is actually legitimately bugged that is quite funny. Because as you can see, you're meant to essentially get locked into whatever phase here. And before I got killed at that door, I was going to say that that door is a reference to the doors in MGS2. So let's chill in here a little bit. We'll let that alert go down. No enemies can get past that threshold. But they'll certainly still attack us. Oh my god, look at them all. So the thing that is actually bugged, however, that is pretty funny is, as you can see, our caution has now started to go down. Once you're in this room, you can actually finally run down the caution. And if you do it right, you can actually go back out there with everyone on patrol, everyone on like a normal routine sort of like scouting and patrolling around rather than the constant caution. I'm giving this area the benefit of the doubt by saying that that's the only bug, but considering that I took way heavy damage there from the gecko at the door, and that I've been spotted twice very oddly, maybe it is just bugged. I don't know. I really don't know. It feels bugged. Let's just demonstrate now that I can go out here, and I'm going to stay crawling. Not like that, though. I want to stay crawling like this and show that, yeah, look. Now people are just patrolling. They're not aware of where I am. So you can get here. You can make this area have patrolling guards. It's just you gotta glitch it out a little bit. It's very strange. I wish you didn't have to glitch it out to have it just be normal, because it's a very cool area. What's also cool is this exclusive camouflage here, which is red and white diagonal stripes. And if you pair it with the green load-bearing vest, you get this beautiful candy cane Christmas snake. We're, of course, going to save this. We're going to register it over... I got a lot of really similar iron camos. We'll register it over this one. Absolutely in the holiday spirit. So again, another rare patrolling gecko area. And you can see it definitely, like, functions. The death was intentional to show the area off more? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Which I'll now do. Hopefully I won't die, but, you know. Hey, remember this? Yeah, we're not going to get kicked, though. We're just going to say, go to sleep, please. There we go. And of course, since we're out in the sun... Oh, right. I can't reload it because I didn't fire any. It gave me full solar energy back. That's nice. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting up and down here, and you can go on these little side vents and things. I think you can even, yeah, shimmy across these to get some extra stuff. It's a really cool zone. I think if I time this right, I can even, oops, not quite. I don't know, it's such a neat area aesthetically and layout-wise. It's a shame that it has the constant caution, and again, the very bizarre, like, I don't know what spotted me. I really couldn't tell you. I thought I was being a sneaky boy, and now I'm terrified to even take off my post-game stealth camo. See, look! Okay, so she heard my footsteps. That's understandable. I was going full speed. But what saw me? Oh yeah, also my bandana. My bandana's not stealthed out. I don't know what's up with that. Now... Okay. Alright, so maybe there are some bugs here. Maybe there's just simply put some weird bugs in this area that I don't quite comprehend. I know that you're not completely invisible with the, stealth gear, but I don't really know why that's happening so often. So let's just... Maybe when I do my attempt for the chicken emblem, maybe I'll just spend several hours here playing around with it, seeing what can be done. Onika, why are you getting so many non-lethal items all of a sudden? Well, don't worry about it. The stun knife also. How practical is the stun knife? So it's actually pretty good. I used it a couple times early on. The problem is this game doesn't have many areas to use it best. It's really good sneaking up behind people and getting them with that, because that's an instant knockout. But there's just not enough patrolling guards for you to use it very often. It's a shame. There will be, how would I say this? Basically, that will be inherited by different items in future games. And they're really good in those games because those games have patrolling guards. So it's one of those, again, like, bizarre nuances of the fact that they really just wanted to put a whole lot of gimmicky sections in the game. Anyway, we've messed around enough here. Let's go down the elevator. Cool looking. I like the textures. Oh.
Corridor leading to TW is defended by directed energy weapons that emit certain types of microwaves.
Did you say microwaves?
At that frequency, the waves will start to evaporate faster than person.
Sounds like the perfect job for me.
Every time I get into an elevator, I too have a flashback.